Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to macro and grow a garden so that you can always get all the rarest seeds, tons of sprinklers, and all the rare eggs whenever they're in stock. Plus, also buy from all these merchants even if you're not around. Oh, and before we get started, big thank you to Viraj for creating the original macro. I did not make most of this macro, but I modified it so I can buy from merchants and the new egg shop and made it more consistent with each update, and also fixed lots of bugs. And with this new update to the macro, it can also automatically collect all of your tranquil plants. It can also automatically go over to this guy over here and give you chi for those plants, and it will automatically buy whatever you want from this Zen shop. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to need to have AutoHotkey installed. So if you don't already have it installed, you can click the link in the description and it'll take you to this website where you can install it. So you can click download, and then you don't want to download v2.0. The macro actually uses v1.1. So download v1.1, and then you'll get an AutoHotkey setup.exe, and then you can run that. I'm not going to walk you through that part. I'm sure you can figure that out on your own. And then once you do that, you're going to want to click the other link in the description to take you to the GitHub where you can download the actual macro. Now, if you already have the previous version of the macro, you can just go into the macro, click credits, and then click this link where it says check the GitHub, and then I'll take you to this same exact page. Note that that won't work if you have Viraj's macro, only if you have my macro. Okay, so now once you're here, you're going to want to scroll down a little, and then you're going to see where it says assets. You're going to download the source code zip. There we go. Now that that's all downloaded, you can click open file, right click, extract all, and now you're going to choose where you want to extract it to. So I'm just going to put it right on my desktop. So I'm going to select folder and then click extract. Then it will take a second here. Okay, and there we go, it's done. So now I have a folder right here called Scripter Grow a Garden Macro Zen 1.1. So whenever you open the macro, you're going to want to run main.ahk. So this is the file that's actually going to be the macro. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to start walking you through some of the settings for the macro. Here's the seed shop. So what you can do is you can individually select whatever seeds you want the macro to buy. So if you only want it to buy these prismatic seeds, you can set it to only buy those. But I recommend actually selecting all of the seeds, because there are times when you want these lower rarity seeds and you might not have them. Then you can go over right here to gears and do the exact same thing. I recommend selecting all of the gears except cleaving spray, favorite tool, harvest tool, and friendship pot, because these ones are in stock almost all the time, and they will just drain your money really fast. And now for the eggs, I also recommend getting all of the eggs because it's useful to have them. Okay, now we have our 4 merchant tabs. So first off, we have the spray merchant, which is new in this update. So you can get these 3 mutation sprays from him. The spray merchant is still experimental, so you can use this, but it might cause some issues because I haven't been able to fully test it yet. And then a sky merchant, I have actually been able to fully test. These 3 work fine. I've been able to test them, but just the spray merchant since it's new. And then I recommend getting everything from the Sky Merchant, especially this Mutation Spray Cloud Touch, because that's one of the only ways to get it. Now for the honey merchant, I recommend getting the flower seed pack and DA. These two are just cosmetics, so if you want the cosmetics you can do that, but it'll take up a lot of your honey. And the honey sprinkler you can also get, but if you have a bear bee, you don't need honey sprinklers. And now we have the summer merchant where you can get the summer seeds. So I recommend getting all the summer seeds because because they're event seeds and they might never come back again. Okay, and now we have our new Zen event tab. So up here, there's these two settings at the top to auto-collect your tranquil plants and auto-deposit tranquil. If you're going to use auto-collect tranquil plants, you must have your tranquil radar in the number 3 slot in the hotbar right here. And if you're going to use this, 100% turn on auto-deposit tranquil, because otherwise you'll just be getting a max backpack and then you're not going to be getting the stuff that you need. Now for the actual shop, what I recommend you buy is 100% the Zen seed pack and Zen egg. These ones are probably the most important. And Hot Spring and Zen Sand, these are both cosmetics. If you're going to be using these two settings up at the top, then turn on your tranquil radar so you can have enough of those. Zen Flare, you don't really need. They're almost always in stock, and you get like 4 of them at a time, and they're not that great of a seed. Now, Soft Sunshine, I do recommend you get, and same with the Koi, because the Koi is a limited time pad that you can only get from here. And then I also recommend the Spiked Mango and Petchard Tranquil. Okay, now finally we have our settings tab over here. Up here there's 2 spots to use a Discord webhook. Now I don't actually use this, so I'm not too sure how to get the information you need here, but I'm sure someone else has a tutorial out there to find the webhook URL and user ID. Now UI navigation keybind, keep this as a backslash, unless for some reason in Roblox their UI navigation is not a backslash, which I have never seen. And then right here you can set it to ping your Discord, and then I 100% recommend turning on auto align, because otherwise you'll have to manually align the camera just right, or else the macro won't work. And then also, buy all cosmetics is in here. You can't buy individual cosmetics, it has to just be all or nothing. Okay, and then finally we have this credits tab right here. Once again, thanks to Veerage, who made the original macro. Thanks to Real as well for helping Veerage. And then, this is me. I made the current version, added all this stuff. And then down here, extra resources. Like I said before, this link will just take you to the GitHub, so you can download updates even before I make a video for the update. And then this link takes you to my YouTube channel, where you can always find the latest tutorials that are out for the macro. Okay, now a few more things I want to mention before we actually get to using the macro. So, you're going to want to have your recall wrench in the number 2 slot right here, and if you use the auto collect and auto deposit tranquil, then you're going to need to have your tranquil radar in the number 3 slot. The macro won't work unless you put those there. Then you want to have a full hotbar of items so nothing goes wrong. And there are issues where sometimes if the seed shop or something, if the first item is open already, just close it, because otherwise the macro will start to glitch out. Open the Robux shop, and I did actually add a patch for it to close the Robux shop, but there isn't a way to prevent it from opening the Robux shop, so I just recommend make sure you check that. And then you can do the same thing with the gear shop, the egg shop, and even the Zen shop over here. Now if you do use a gray mouse pet, now you want to unequip this because it will mess up your movement speed and things that require walking, like the path to the Zen shop and even the egg shop, or even using the tranquil radar to collect all these tranquil plants will not work with the mouse. Okay, 2 more quick things. If you're gonna want to open this menu here, well, 3 actually, and go to settings. Now for your camera mode, you'll always want it to be set to default classic because otherwise alignment will not work, because the alignment changes your camera mode and back. And then I want you to scroll all the way down here, and you see this setting UI navigation toggle. You need to turn this on. What that does is that allows the macro to use this like virtual mouse kind of, so it can just interact with all the UI. And then for the last thing, you just need to go over to the seed shop, press / to turn on UI navigation, and then make sure that it does go around this settings icon. If it does not appear on your screen, then try just like spinning your camera like this and then face this way, and then press it again and it should show up. And then press that again to turn it off before you start the macro. Now you can see right here in settings, to start the macro you press F5 and F7 to stop it. So we can just go ahead, press F5, there we go, it's beginning the alignment. Now I'm just going to stop it with F7. There we go, stopped what it was doing, and it popped right back up on my screen. Okay, I think that is all for this tutorial. Once again, thank you to Viraj for creating the original macro. And now I'm going to show you a demo run so you can see how everything works.